How's it going, campers? Welcome to Campfire Stories. This is the official LNS Ad Camp podcast. I'm your host, Rose, and today we're going to learn all about the discipline of consumer insights. Before we begin, though, I would like to explain the purpose of this podcast. You, the listener or watcher, are probably in the same boots that I was in. Not literally, like a year ago, you were a student and you're looking for an internship, and yeah, you've just got a lot of questions. And that's what we're gonna hopefully do here today for you, is we're gonna answer those questions by each episode we bring on an expert in the field who was once an ad camper and now is a full-time LNSer. So joining us today to talk about consumer insights is Kelsey. Welcome to the campsite, Kelsey.
Thank you.
It is so good to have you here.
Well, I'm so excited to be here. This is so fun.
A couple fun tidbits about Kelsey is she is president of the LNS Book Club. What are you reading right now, Kelsey?
Oh, that's a great question. I just finished reading Girl Abroad. It helps me live out my study abroad days, about a gal that's living in London for a study abroad program. She gets caught in a love triangle and is also studying a historic mystery that also coincidentally deals with a love triangle. So lots of suspense. It was a fun read.
Lots of polygons.
Oh yeah, totally. So much math.
Really?
Decisions to be made.
This sounds thrilling.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those fun, easy reads, perfect as we almost end summer.
Yeah, that's very important. Other fun things about you is like you really like llamas. I've seen on your desk. We sit kind of like across the way. Like sometimes I don't always know if you're there, and I'll do a little peek see, and then you're there. You just type in. So then we get to chatting every now and again. And you recently went to a Noah Kahan concert.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Noah Kahan fan.
Yeah, we were just chatting. I was talking with Kiri, and we think that his vibe would like kind of fit the aesthetic we got going on here.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, we said he should make a little ditty for the ad camp thing. Yeah,
I think he should be your next ad camper.
That would be
try to recruit him.
insane. Yeah. Then my question was going to be, would you rather be near llamas or Noah Kahan more?
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
Choose Phil.
I threw you for a loop there. I should have briefed you on that one. No, yeah, take your time.
Oh, they say don't meet your heroes. Noah Kahan seems really, really cool, but
Don't know.
I don't know.
But he wouldn't spit on you, probably.
You're right.
And I've heard that llama spit.
That's true. You know, I think I would choose llamas just because I don't want to hold Noah back. I love that he's getting the spotlight that I truly think he deserves, and it seems like he has a ton of fun touring from his social media presence. And so I'm okay with being a bystander, and that means that he gets to continue to produce great music and live the life. And llamas, I think they're pretty happy no matter where they are in the world.
Yeah.
So I think that just be a win for all of us getting to spend more time with Bob.
That is so noble of you. You're so giving. You're such a giver.
Thank you.
Today, we're going to continue the giving. Actually, we're making bird feeders. Woo! That's what this is, if you couldn't tell. So yeah, we've got some yarn. We've got some bird seed. We have pine cones right here, and we have peanut butter. Hopefully there are no birds hanging around, flapping around LNS with peanut allergies. Otherwise, they'll be flapping no longer. But we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. And yeah, we're gonna start up. Do you want to pick a pine cone?
I would love to pick a pine cone.
Perfect. Yeah, there's a variety.
There really is.
You want a sturdy one though, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
I think I'm going with this one speaking to me.
I was honestly disappointed when I thought you were choosing this one, so I think that's a fine.
Okay, yeah.
This is the one
Go
for
for it. And then the first thing we're gonna do is just smear it with peanut butter.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's get into the meat of the questions here. Here, you can take that, and I can just wait.
Okay.
Yeah, can you just like introduce yourself, your job title, and how long you've been at LNS?
Yeah, so my name is Kelsey Frost. I'm a consumer insight specialist here at LNS, and I've been here full time for about 2.5 years now, on and off between my internships that we'll talk about. I've been here since 2020, which is really crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. All right, in layman's terms, because consumer insights people are incredibly smart, I'm coming to learn. Can you dumb it down for me and tell me what exactly is consumer insights?
Yeah, so consumer insights is basically research at its very core. My job is when you're looking at the entire creative process from the beginning, when you're brainstorming an idea, to the very end where you have a tangible product, is to help the team really kick off that creative process.
Do you have like a ratio in your head of like how much is primary versus secondary, or is that like kind of too difficult to like figure out, break down?
I couldn't tell you. It changes all the time, dependent on what clients and projects we have going on. My team is unique with our tourism and higher education clients, that our clients are a bit more cyclical. So I do have banning seasons twice a year for my tourism clients and annually for our higher education clients. During that time, it leans more secondary research. So because that takes so much of my focus, it's probably like 80% is more of that secondary research, versus other times of the year, it's solely focused on primary research. I'd say the last 5 to 6 months have really just been focused on primary research. So really just depends.
What is it about doing that research that like makes you tick? Like, why do you show up to work every morning? Like, what do you love about consumer insights?
Oh, it's just learning about people. I love getting to talk about people's stories and getting to hear them firsthand and really just learn from such a variety of ways of life and experiences. I have never had any other sort of job or experience that allows me to learn from others as much as I do in my current role. And I also love puzzles. And at the end of the day, it does seem like CI, a lot of times as we're working on our major insight or our takeaway for the team, it really is just about piecing together the puzzle pieces of all the research that we have learned. I got the opportunity to do a small talk for AAF a year ago about CI, and I talked about how as a child and even now, I really loved mysteries. I grew up reading Nancy Drew and Trixie Belden, and it feels like I get to solve a mystery every single day and just learn about things that excite me. Like, I love to travel. So for me, getting to talk to people about travel, getting to put together pieces about travel and solve those mysteries, just it's really exciting.
That is really cool. That is such a fun comparison. Like, you're the Nancy Drew of the agency.
Yeah.
So I guess, how did you get into consumer insights? Can you like kind of like give us like a little bit of like your background? What did you study? Did you always know that CI was kind of what you were headed into?
Yeah, I had zero idea that CI or this type of work is where I would land. I went into college studying marketing and actually had a secondary major of entrepreneurial studies. But as I went through my first year, I went to USD, and part of the business school there is that you have to take classes from other focuses within the business school. So I had to take accounting courses, finance courses, and so on. And I found that I really enjoyed the analytics courses. I was a kid that, speaking of puzzles, I really loved math as a kid. And just everything made sense, a purpose, and it was just about finding the pieces that fit together to solve the equation. And I got to do that in my analytics courses, but with a more creative mindset. So I changed and ended up graduating with a marketing and an operational analytics degree. Wasn't sure if they would ever go together. I just knew that I loved the creativity and the artistic side of marketing, but I also really enjoyed the analytical side of doing analytics, as is in the name, and getting to work with that map piece a bit more. And my current boss, Matt Hammer, came and talked to one of my classes at one point in college and was just talking about the ad camp experience and shared what he did for a living. And it was the first time that I realized that I could actually combine my two majors into a career that's both analytical and very sorted out with the creativity of marketing and really get both sides of my brain there. So after hearing him talk, I applied to LNS's ad camp and really just thought I didn't have a chance. I really didn't. I just did it for the heck of it, frankly. And through that internship, I got to learn what CI was and just really learned that it aligned with a lot of my strengths and also challenged me in a really fascinating way. And I've been sticking with it ever since.
Wow, that is quite the journey. Yeah, can you tell us more? We gotta put seeds on this baby. Heck yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it into the plate and then I guess just roll it and hope it sticks. And if it doesn't, we just gotta add more peanut butter. Can you tell me more about your internship experience? What was that like? What were some of the first projects you got to work on? What did you learn?
Yeah, so I actually was able to do 2 internships with LNS. My first internship was in between my sophomore and junior year of college, and the second was between the next summer, between my junior and senior year of college. Some of the first projects, I got to work with South Dakota tourism, and that was really my first foray into tourism marketing and research. And it was just so fascinating. But I also heavily focused on a capstone project, that first internship, where I got to talk to the other interns and some of my peers about LNS's ad camp and just really dive into understanding the perceptions of other college students within the advertising and marketing fields and why they would either consider an LNS internship or what were some of the reasons that they weren't interested or maybe hesitant to take on an LNS internship, just to really understand the landscape itself when it comes to college internships, in Sioux Falls especially. Throughout that research, I worked on that the majority of the summer and got to do a big presentation to the leadership team and to the board at the end of the summer, telling them my thoughts and my insights for how we can continue to evolve the internship program to appeal to people. So that was really my pride and joy.
No.
My first internship. It was the first time I was doing interviews. It was the first time I was doing a survey. And I just really got to prove to myself that I could do it. And maybe I'm even good at it. And then the second internship, I worked on so many different clients. I really got to dive into the work a little bit more. I learned a heck ton about farmers from one of our former clients, got to teach the team about that, continued to work on South Dakota tourism, worked on South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. So I really got to dive into a lot of different fields and knowledge.
Very, very cool. Yeah, so I guess our next step is tying yarn around here so we have a way to hang it up if you wanted to. I gave us 2 yarn options, so choose wisely. I don't know which one appeals to birds more, but maybe you should do some primary, secondary research on that.
Yeah.
Would you ever expand into birds?
Sure, if the opportunity arises.
Now here's the real, are birds real? Have you done much research on that?
I haven't done research on whether birds are real, but I've heard a lot of different takes on this.
Yeah.
I have to say that I personally am in the camp that birds are real. I just haven't been convinced of enough, but if you have resources and articles on the other side, I can continue to dive into that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I just want to believe they're animals because the opposite side of things seems a little creepy.
It's a little like
taste.
well, depressing too. I would say. You mentioned you get to present things.
I do.
And I know that you have a little bit of a speech background. So has that helped you in your career?
Oh, tremendously. I have so much gratitude for my parents getting me involved in public speaking so young. I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. So
Really?
yeah, I have grown so much in my skill sets. It's really one of those things that just takes time to become comfortable and to grow in your skills as a public speaker. And I'm still learning, obviously, but I have such an ease and comfortability presenting in front of people and speaking and getting to share my ideas and viewpoints that I would not have without my experience, both in high school and college and public speaking. It's made me a much more empathetic person. I went to tournaments every weekend where I was hearing people's point of view and their stories through the competitions that they would enter. And I think that's made me a better researcher in giving me not only the skills to tell stories, but also learning to have more empathy for stories that might be different from mine.
Definitely. Yeah. Do you have any interview tips that you would say employers are really looking for in potential consumer insights interns?
So specifically for CI, I think if you have an interest in research, it's really great if you can have any sort of experience before you come into it with any form of research. Now, I know that can be a little bit difficult. For me, I was able to join the NSAC team at my university and be on the research team there. That gave me enough experience where I could confidently tell Lawrence and Schiller I'm interested in research and really gave me a foot in the door. So I think whether that's finding a group on campus that has that baked in already, or whether you just do your own research study, you could do it about anything you wanted, truly. And if it was just something that gave you experience and looking at information or talking to other people, I think that is a really huge step towards being considered for a CI internship. When it comes to interviews, I think it can be really intimidating, at least in my experience interviewing here. So I think just do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable before the interview. For me, I'm a huge musical nerd, so I blasted musical theater on my drive into the interview.
Do you remember what you were listening to?
Yeah, I was listening to Hamilton.
The classic bed. What song?
Yeah.
Do you know what song?
Ooh. Well, I drove from Vermilion, so I listened to probably half the soundtrack, probably.
Oh, okay.
But there was a lot of Aaron Burr's songs on there. They just made me feel confident and like I was ready. Music has always been a huge part of getting myself ready. So whether that's public speaking or interview, I definitely recommend having a hype song or a hype album that just really helps you get in the mindset. And then the other thing is just remembering that these are people. Lawrence and Schiller, I think, is really, really amazing, and it can be so intimidating talking to these talented, intelligent human beings. At least that's how I felt during the interview process. But just remembering that there are people that have interests and are rooting for you and want you to succeed just as much as you want to succeed, I think really helps with that barrier. And at the end of the day, just be yourself.
That's good advice. Yeah, no, I will tell you, I had my own hype up song. I drove around the block, Willow Avenue down through 41st Street and back. I was listening to the song, what was it? August, the not acoustic version to hype myself up before both interviews. And
Is this Taylor Swift?
no, this was Flip Turn. Oh. Yeah, no, that would have been a good pick too. But yeah, no, the music, it really does help.
I love how you did that.
I'm a big ritual person. But yeah, I guess we're Oh, you've got yours like tied already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta figure out the best way to do this.
You did a different method though, so
I
now I'm
did.
starting to think I should have tied it a different way.
Well, I started off tying, and then I realized I might have made the loop too small for a branch, or like too large for a branch that I would want to. So I'm trying to be more versatile here. But
Smart.
in the theme of birds, do you have a bird that you feel embodies you, or consumer insights?
Well, I've been told by some of our account service folks that CI would be an owl. And in their very kind words, they said it's because, well, owls have this idea or perception of being very wise.
Yes.
And I think from my standpoint, even if I'm not wise, that's what I'm hoping to bring to the agency, is a bit of wisdom or knowledge so that everyone else can do their jobs to the best of their capabilities. Also for me personally, I think owls seem like big readers that they could read. And
Big reader.
and I run the book club. I love to read. So
Madam McFascinating. Very fitting. Yeah, that's good. I don't know if I would say that there's one for like copywriting, but me, myself, I'm getting really introspective. I kind of feel like a loon sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's just like, you loon. And they're like, they look so majestic on the water, but like, then they're on land and they're kind of like wobbly. So, I don't know. I feel for the loon.
I feel like that could be really good for copywriters.
Maybe.
Because I think all of your writing that you guys do is so majestic and just awe-inspiring. But at the same time, all of you are just have the best sense of humor. So when you talk about being on land a little wobbly, I think about that as the little sparkle of your guys' personalities and how witty and funny you guys are outside of your writing as well.
Well, you want to hold this up?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I were a bird, boy oh boy, would this looks divine. I'm kind of like wondering, like, why is this stuff only for birds? It's kind of tempting, to be honest. And it kind of smells really. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all I have for us. Thank you so much for joining me at the campsite and answering some questions, letting me pick your brain. It's been a great time having you on.
Yeah, it's been so fun having here and getting to talk with you.
Yeah, and getting our fingernails full of peanut butter.
No better way to spend my day.
But yeah, apply to Ad Camp. Applications are going to be open December 9 and close on January 19th. So get those things in there. And with that, I wish you peace and love and happy trails.
We must feed the birds.
We can use that. Or we can work this. Okay. Man, I didn't anticipate them being so high.
I know, I think I might go for that branch.
Okay.
Seems. I wonder if the squirrels will also enjoy this.
Hey!